Uh, Good morning, guys. Welcome back, guys. Mm, the markets did something interesting in all this pair. Okay? Mind you, on a Wednesday. Okay? Start with the first one. Um, Unfortunately, our month has ended fast. Okay? Because we only have 2 more days. Okay? And logically speaking, we we can't get a retest at this point, even if we are this a very strong bullish candle, because that same strong bullish candle would make us question if we would sell instantly. You see? So, uh, this means that if let's say, suppose we get Thursday retest or Wednesday retest, Thursday retest, we will need the daily holding on a Friday. Okay? When we'll be looking on that daily to close and the month is done. Okay? And it's good, but it's not ideal to hold a trade up to next month, especially if it's close to your entry point. Okay? Because the new month candlestick always opens with some volume with it. Okay? So it's best. Uh, Let me show you an example. If you took a sale, okay, on the maybe let's say on a Friday, um, took a sale on a Thursday or Friday, but then Friday is the last day of the month. Okay, you you're supposed to be very careful and should hope that price closes at least far from your entry point. Okay, so that even if it retests, you will still be in the trade. Okay, and you won't be washed out. Because most of the time when market open in a new month, there is a bit of volume you can't explain. If it's some brokers who get spread you've never seen. Okay. Um, but the good part is our month is ending next week, Tuesday. Okay. So we still have up to next week, Monday. Okay. Um, to enter a trade. But even so, we follow weekly, we take trades by week, okay? And if you can see right now, Euro USD is at this point, okay? Which is very good because then if I get my entry, this will be my take profit, okay? Uh, Here all that's left um is simply price to start pushing back up. That's all. That's all. Okay. And if you look at when the most interesting part is price has not made any new low high apart from this one. So this is giving me a lot of confidence that price can actually even buy above this level. You see? So we'll just wait for price to break above. Um, what will just be questionable is if price starts trading below these levels. Okay. Yes, in the daily time frame, you'll still be waiting for a retest here. But the weekly time frame, price will make a new lower low, you see? And in this case, this gives the weekly a chance of reacting at this zone here and continuing selling up to this point. Okay. But we'll see how the weekly will close. We'll see how the weekly will close. And we can move from that. Uh, do you think here we can catch a sell? Let's see. On the day we only have one. On the day we have multiple touches, you see. Mm, but if you look at the 4 hour time frame, we have no any lower low or lower high except for this one here, you see. Um, this what I'm telling you now is as something we'll be thinking about next week. Mm, do you think we can sell here? Mm, if price comes back here, yes, it would be nice if the 4 hour gives us this entry. But what I just don't like is the day time frame, okay? Because it's showing that there's too much potential that price can come back at this point. Here. Okay. Uh, so what can we do now? We have 3 more days. What would be nice is if today we can get at least a bullish close, then the last 2 days we can have a continuation of a bullish close. Okay. This will give us hope for next week. price coming back at this level. Okay. Mm, to give us more hope of price coming back at this level. Okay. Mm, so we just need to see today's candle, at least closing with a bullish candle. Because the dollar has been bearish for a while now. Mm, and if price continues moving like this, then then we should brace ourselves for a huge change. Okay? Because normal fluctuations should be price goes up, price goes down, but the direction is down with respect of the dollar having value. You see? But this kind of push we are seeing in these markets are not to be trusted. If you want, you can pay attention here. Price was just dropping, constantly dropping. See what happens. Price was just constantly buying. You see what happens. Okay. Now, even here, now look at this difference. This is what price fluctuation should look like. Price goes down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. You see, that's why it can even continue the trend for the longest. Okay. But price movements like this, where you just see a strong push, you see market fast rejecting the level and going the other way. You see, because this is impulsive. No one is willing to trade in this kind of market. Okay? Look at this continuation of buys. Price changes and goes the other way. But see how stable these fluctuations keeps the market moving the same direction. You see? So if the market never did this kind of impulse move, kept on to this high, low, high, it would have continued buying. Okay? So don't worry about this push. Okay? Price will come back to rebalance this level. Okay? Look at this kind of push without the normal retest. You see, price comes back, even fails to respect the level and sells. Okay? So if this price chooses to sell more, trust me, when price comes back here, there will be a high chance it won't respect it and it will go up. Okay? Anyway, that's it for Euro USD. We just wait for this retest. USD CHF. You see what normal price fluctuation looks like? Price, this is how price moves. And price continue moving in a normal way and it will buy it. You see? But when you see something like this, there's no price will come back and take all this out. You see? And while you're expecting to sell from maybe here, price won't even respect it. Okay? So that's how market moves. I've been here. You see how price was moving? Breaks, retest, breaks, retest. Yeah, this is how it should go. I've been here. That's how it was moving. But it's trying to repeat the same thing here. Mm. But the good part, the flag still holds. You see, that's the only good part. So we just wait for price to break below and start with testing. Mm. I think for this week, that's the only thing I can wait for. But an entry, I would be lying to myself. Okay? But even if price was to drop with a strong red candle today or tomorrow, I'm not going to buy the next day. I want to see how the next day will close in relation to that strong red candle, you see? And now the 4 hour will react. You see? And in most cases, when you see a strong red candle, you'll find that the 4 hour lower high will be at this level. You see? So then you start saying, oh, okay, we've retested the 4 hour lower high is here. We need now for to make a new lower high and a new lower low. You see? And to get that from a 4 hour time frame, that's a day on its own. Okay? So that's why I'm saying this week I don't see ourselves doing anything in these charts. But we can hope for a retest. We can hope for a retest. That's fine. Mm. By an entry, and we're just trying to enter because of fear of missing out. Any logical trader would tell us now is not the time to enter any trade. Okay. And these were the only trades I had, honestly, because the rest had been stripped away from me. Okay. Uh, Next thing is AUD card. Wow. Let's see what happened to the weekly. Here, two things may happen. Um, Price may either close above this level with the last three candles, or price may break and turn the weekly into bearish, and everything will be bearish now. Okay. But if this pair wants us to participate in this trade, it can do something smart like this. Let me give you this hint. Where today you can get this nice strong bullish candle, you see? It's Wednesday. Thursday, we can get maybe just like bullish candle. On Friday, get that bearish candle. That's it. What does this mean to us? The weekly will be bearish, and we can place a sell at this same point here. You see? Why? Because the daily has this structure point here. You see? So, uh, when we get this in the daily time frame, in the forward time frame, there will be also what? Structure. That will make us neglect this whole move here. Okay? Because price will do something else within this same whole move. You see? I do just wait for price to retest and can catch the sell. You see? Uh, yeah, so I think that's it for this pair. Because by the way it's looking now, it's either we get that weekly going bearish, or these next three candles will bring price back up here. Okay? Uh, but this still can only be applied next week. But our analysis is still waiting for price to go bullish here. Even though it's far, that's what we analyzed. That's what we are also waiting for. Okay? Even on Friday, we'll be waiting for this. NZD card price finally made the new lower low, and the daily is now bearish. This, this is its new lower high, and this is its new lower low. You see? And as you can see, it's racing to take out the weekly time frame. Higher, lower, high, higher, low. Okay. Uh, so things here are just kind of in a tight spot. But you know the fun fact, if price just closes bearish, and if we want to buy, we need price to make a what? A new lower high and a new lower low. You see, this will lead in taking out the weekly time frame. You see, so we can get the what? The shift in the daily time frame. You see, or price should start buying from this point and take out this lower high, and then it can buy. Okay. Uh, that's the only way we can approach this. Uh, the daily time frame. This is the higher low. This is the higher. And with this kind of um, momentum we're seeing, this is the evening stack candle. Price closes, price will sell next week. Mm. But the bad part is the way price has been dropping, you see? It's this is what I was saying. This kind of market drop is not healthy. Okay? Uh price should be fluctuating. Okay? Because now if price breaks and takes out this low on the weekly time frame, becomes bearish. In the daily time frame, you can only sell at this level here. Mm. Yeah, this same level here. Also, this level here. But you can see how price is moving. How can you even sell? Okay. So all the analysis have been okay, but just the market fluctuation movement, that's not right. Okay. Because this can break and we can have a clear idea that we'll sell when price is here, but price will just give you a weak pullback and continues with the daily push. You see? Which is not good for the US economy. Because what was once it will be time for rebalancing to move like it's a shock, and they will think as though they are missing out, you see, because they are moving rapid, they're chasing fast growth. Okay. Uh, so, but this is for next week, but we can't do anything now in this pair because the daily has gone bearish. Okay. So, so this one. is out of the picture. Okay. This one also very far from our retest level. Mm, so we're just waiting for you to come back here. Okay. TPP card, nothing yet. ADNZD. I like the engulfing. Hope we can continue today. Euro CHF need the weekly close. This one need more confirmation. So that's it. And I'll see you in the next session. Uh, Welcome back, guys. Let's just go through what the markets has done for us. Uh, Euro USD. Euro USD price has made a new low here. Uh, okay. So since we're at this level here, it's still just the same thing I've been telling you, the same song we've been singing, that you can only start selling until price comes back here. Okay? It's just that I'm actually shocked from Monday. We've just been selling. Yes, this happens, but there's always a pullback and it sells more. The price has just been selling. And it's been selling with short 4-hour candles. This means that this currency is very volatile now, and it's confident that the euro can't do anything, because you can see how small it's moving, but yet stable. Yeah, let's say if you took a sell here, okay, took a sell here, just say took a sell here, you took profit is at this level, okay. Mm, when you see, when you see, okay, let me just remove this at this point, because you already know where we took the sell from. It's this level here. So when you see a 4-hour close like this first 4-hour candle, you would say to yourself, oh, by getting the first push, because that's how a normal market will start. And when you see this indecision candle, you're here just waiting for price to either you test a bit or sell. And then you can see we have this pin bar. So from this pin bar, in the normal circumstance, you're expecting a bit of retracement, the pair to just drop. But then the 4-hour gives you another drop, you see? And then when you are at this point here, you start questioning yourself, okay, since price has even broken above this level, there is a higher chance we might get a retest here. But we can see what happens. Price gives you another drop. This is good, but if you're an experienced trader, you would question this push. Okay, every bearish push would make you question when are we going to get a retest. Okay. And especially that there is this level here. But price ends up what? Selling again. And most inexperienced trader, they might even come out here with the fear that it might retrace because it's just been selling. Okay. And that's what happens most of the time. Price retests. But it's just shocking how price has just been selling. I don't know what Trump is doing to these markets. But we can just face the fact the US economy is doing good, very good. So you expect price to be in favor of them. Okay. So there is nothing we can do but just wait for price to show us a way out. Okay. In this case, price has broken below on the forward time frame, and I was expecting to see a bit of change from this level. Again, another break. So there's really nothing I can do, but just accept the fact that price has made a lower low again. Okay. What would just be concerning if next week we get a retest like this? Okay, that's concerning. Uh, but for now, the analysis still stands. We just remove this. We need price to come back here, and then we can sell. Yeah. This is the most important thing that I'll say to you. When you're in these markets, that's why you see me. I'm always open to every outcome. Okay? Because if you remember on Monday, on Friday, this is where price was here. And in a normal circumstance, if this is a Monday, all you would wait for is price to retest this level, give you a daily rejection, and then you'd sell. Okay? Uh, just give me a minute. Okay, so what? Back, my friends, my dearest friends, best friends. Okay? Speaking to that one viewer, that second, third viewer I always get. Okay? God loves you. But if you look at this clearly on a Friday, you'd just be expecting price to retest here. You see? And once price is at this level, oh God, how you be willing to sell this thing? Uh, Let me just find an example. Okay. It's like price when price was at this level. This level. You see? Uh, this was a Friday. You see? Uh-huh. In normal circumstance, price has to retest. You see? This level here. Why? Because it got this shift. You see? And what led to this shift is this point here. So it needs to retest this level, showed us that the daily was holding, and price again showed us the daily was holding. And this is why I always tell you, make sure it's not a rejection, but a full daily retest, you see? Mhm. This is when we now got the sell, you see? So in the same way here, uh, the same way here, this is where we went bearish on the daily time frame, you see? And this is on a Friday. And this is where, this is the last low that led to this break, you see? So automatically we're waiting for price to come back in this range. It's obvious, okay? Because I've seen it. It has happened plenty, countless times. Whether it's in the 1 minute time frame, 5 minute time frame, any time frame, that has repeated itself. Okay. So, in this case, we are hoping for a very nice Monday start, right? Yeah. See what happens. Price just ends up dropping. Okay. So now, if you remember the most important three things I was telling you, I think, is it this week, maybe on Monday, about trading? I told you strategy, risk management, and psychology. Okay. So here, this is where your psychology now is tested. Okay. Because this is your strategy. Okay. One, you've seen it work. Even here, it worked here. You see, price has to test this level when it makes a new break. Okay. Same with this level here. You see, price broke below. It came, no matter how far it went. You see, price came back to retest this break. You see, because this was the lower high, lower low. You see, and then price had to come back here. You see, then it sold. So even in this position, uh, in a situation where you've stayed for a month and for a month and a week without the trade, how can you react to this? That's the psychology part of trading. Okay. Because that's where the emotions lie. Most of them would say, this is not working. I've stayed for a month. There's nothing happening. Okay. And they forsake the most important thing, their strategy. You see? Now they they go to another strategy. But remember, every strategy has its own psychology. Okay? Because the psychology you get to experience when price doesn't do this, some don't buy with this kind of entry, you see? For some, they were already in profits and they're happy. That's why I'm saying your psychology differs with your strategy. Okay? Here where you are thinking price didn't retest, your friend placed a trade from this level and is in profits now. You see? But now you've mastered the strategy and you've had a bad month, a bad 2 months. So you say, let me quit it and let me go to something else. And you forget that the new strategy you're going to approach doesn't need the same psychology you need. Okay? Because you might find the new strategy you approach needs you to use the 15 minutes time frame. Okay? And you go with your psychology that I only stick to this. Or not even that, it's different. Uh it's more it's more of like you live in Spain and you go to India and you expect the same culture. Okay? The culture is what everyone lives by there, you see? The psychology is what we all live by in our certain strategy. So you can't take your culture of when in Spanish where the Spanish way of living and the whole Latin thing, and you go to India and tell them this is how we live, stop what you're doing. You see? They'll look at you as a fool. So that's the importance of the psychology. Uh, in certain cases like this, you just move on. Okay? Not every season will bring rain. Okay? Sometimes you watch everything you've planned don't work out, and that's fine. Okay? Because the same psychology I'm telling you here is what rewarded me at this point. You can see price even took out this level. You see? The same way price has even broken below this level. But my only way of selling, I said to myself, will only be if price come back here. Why? Because this is what led to the sale. You see? And price came back and it sold. Okay? So for as long as the daily time frame doesn't make a new lower high and a new lower low, I don't care if the weekly closes at this point. Okay? My entry point is still at this level. Okay? If it wants, it can close all the way below here. And take out as many OG levels as it wants. Okay? For as long as I don't get a new lower high and a new lower low, so I can now focus on the last lower low that led to the break and sell from there. This is still my entry point. Okay? Don't be tricked, my friend. Don't be tricked. Okay? The market moves in funny ways. So that's the psychology I've just showed you now. Notice I didn't say, okay, price is already selling. Everything is selling. We can now just join the sale here or there. No, this sticks. Uh, the next thing is USDCHF. Also, regardless of how far this will go, okay? Let me make this clear for you. Regardless of how far this will go, okay? For as long as I don't get a new higher low and a new higher high, so I can shift my sell maybe at that level. Wherever that higher low and higher high will be formed with respect to an OG level, my strategy and my entry still remains the same. Okay? I still will wait for price to come back here. Okay? Regardless of how far this will go. If it once can make a high, high up to this level, that's fine. My trade will only be at this point. And so should it be with you as well. Uh, can say, uh, but what if the 4 hour, the weekly breaks above this level? Okay, show you something. Uh, See the question many of you might have, but what if it's a weekly OG level? Okay. Hmm. But what if it is a weekly OG level? Let me do this for you. So this is a weekly OG level. Which one makes more sense for you to sell from or buy from? Obviously, you can see this makes the most sense. Why? Because remember, OG level has the most touches. You see, this has 2 touches. Okay. So don't worry about what if it doesn't ever come back? It will come back. Okay. Uh IUD card. We didn't get the break above and the retest, so we didn't buy. And we avoided this loss. Okay. Just a minute. Okay. So as I was saying, uh, in this case, we can only buy when price is above this level. Okay. Uh, the next thing is the NZD card. Uh, also this one, we'll see how price will react. Uh, after we get the weekly close. Okay. If we go bearish, then we'll start looking for sales. And in this case, the level that led to this break will be this one here. This OG level here. Mm. When Jesus saves, nobody can save. When Jesus saves, nobody can save. When Jesus saves, nobody can save. When Jesus saves, yes, nobody can say no. Okay. How can I not get info? Right. Oh. So if we get this daily break, as you can see, this was our daily shift. So instantly, uh, if the 4 hour the weekly turns bearish, this is where we'll be looking for sales. Okay. And it matches with the weekly point, you see? So, we'll first just wait and see how the weekly closes. Then we can make that decision. Okay. The next thing we have is NZD USD. Hmm. At the weekly time frame. I think this is the question most of you had. But what if it's a weekly OG level? Well, we have one, two, uh, three here, four. What do you do about the daily time frame? Uh-huh. Right. And then prices at this level. Hmm. The best ideal point to sell from is this one. Why? Because that's where the shift happened from. Okay. If price wanted to give us a big deal of a sale at these levels, price would have been selling in this way. Okay. And would have been waiting for a retest here and a sell. So uh if you choose to sell here, or if I may choose to sell here, personally, I wouldn't just even sell from this point because there'll be more opportunities where price is in line and price wants to sell at this level, levels like this. Okay? Because yeah, of course, what you're saying is the same example like this one here. Okay? What happens? Price sells, makes a new lower low, closes on a Friday with a bearish close at this level. This becomes the weekly low. You see? So what you're telling me, guys, is this. Uh, in this case, we can only sell from this point here. I want an example which you can learn from. The same example you want to sell buy from here. You see? You can buy, but you need a lot of confirmations. Okay? Whereby the 4 hour has to be. Wait, let me see the 4 hour. You see what I'm saying? The best ideal place to sell from is this one. Because the higher time frame doesn't lie. Okay? So I'll be bothered at these points. Unless if the daily chose to test and gave me something sensible enough that would make me give this point a chance. But apart from that, it's fine. Okay. Mm. The next thing is GBP card. I need price to be tested here. AUDNZD. Need price to break below. Euro CHF. I need that imitation. Euro GBP. Need more of everything in this pair. Okay. Uh, but the only place I would sell from is this level now. See? Uh, so this is something you can dance with, here and there. You see? Because this is the last uh place. That's the last low that made to this new lower low. Okay? So if price closes in this way, you can just wait for a test here and then we can sell. You see? Uh, so for ADJPY, got nothing. So we did nothing. We're expecting a full retest, only a rejection happened. And even if the rejection happened here, price also gave a nice 4 entry, and but should have been stopped out here. You see? Yeah. But should have avoided this loss, you see, because this is out of session. We'll be waiting for this candlestick here. But then it would save you from the loss, you see? So if you're sharp, you can also realize that's why I only trade during London Open and up to New York 1 p.m. candle open. So for this one, if Christ wants us to buy it again, we need price to make a new lower high, lower low, then shift like one more time. Okay. Because right now it's bearish on the daily time frame. Uh, Next is GBPAUD. We might make GPP go bearish. Depending on how it closes at this line. Okay, because this might be a weekly SOS, you see, at this point. So it's a very strong point. That's why it's on pending. I'm trying to see how the weekly ends. Next is AUD/USD. There's nothing yet. And it's also almost taking out my higher low here. So once we take out this level, we are bearish. Uh, this point, it's just to see what happens as the week closes. You know these pairs. Okay. So today we might make a new high. And once we make our new high, we'll just be waiting our shift at this level. Then we can start selling. I'm not only trying to sell, by the way, this is the lower high. You see? So the weekly has been bearish. Okay. So that's it. Uh gold uh there's nothing interesting for me here. I leave it to others to also earn and nurture it. Okay. But maybe if price breaks below this level, then we can shift our focus by selling at this point. Okay. But this will be one, two, three, four touches. Okay. Mm. So this is all I can share with you at this hour. Okay. So have a very nice afternoon and God be with you all. Thank you. Uh, Evening, guys. So as you can see, it's still nothing that has happened. Okay. And this all remains for us to wait for it to set this one. Yeah. Okay. So, see, I was expecting a request. We didn't get that. And I like this small rejection. Like this for our final. See, it's a sign that price is beginning to recover. Okay. Uh USDCHF price needs to retest this level here. Okay. Yeah. Uh, yeah, that's the buy. UD card price has to come back and buy above. Then we can buy. NZD card. At this point now, we're just trying to see if the price won't break below this level. NZD USD. Uh, the price has sold more. So in this case, what can we do when everything is against our way? Okay, you can't do anything. You can't force any buy, no any sell. Uh, suppose that's why I didn't even make any video at 4 p.m. But I knew what I'm saying now is what I would have said. Uh, So I said instead of making a 3 hour long video talking about the same thing, I just did my analysis alone. Plus I also took a nap. Uh, so uh GPP card price is maybe high, and we need price to retest that higher level here. And that's what we're trying to get now. So hopefully this week we can get that retest, and then we can see if we can buy next week. Euro GBP. Look what this price has done. What was supposed to be on next week trade is already playing out. But they still need like 2 more days, right? See how the price closes. Uh, just hope it doesn't go back up. AUDNZD. Price has to break below here. Euro CHF. We make this close. AUDJPY price has just completely left me. So there's nothing really left, left to do. You see? Uh, we tried our best this month, and I'm sure even you, if you come across this video and you'll be having a bad month, it's not even a bad month because neither did we lose. Okay, so it's actually a good month. It's only a bad month if you lose more than you can handle in a month. Okay. So mm, we just have to wait. Okay, just have to wait. Have to wait. I was to find myself a trade now because of being tired of waiting. Then I'm just lying to myself. Okay. Then I'm just lying to myself. And if the daily closes at this point, and tomorrow we also have another daily close, the weekly will go bearish. And then come next week, we'll just wait for price to come back here and then sell. Okay. AUD USD. AUD USD. I need price to give me a lower high and a lower low. So this means also with how price is looking, we might also go bearish here. Okay. USD JPY. Let's do a test here. SD card. Price to come back here. This one need a new high. And oh, in away from NZD US NAS 100 Nasdaq. Yeah, price shifted. That small change is a shift, my friend. So in this case, uh, will mean that price will come back and will start selling once we break below this level. Okay, so this is the higher high and this is the higher low. US 30. I need price to come back here, but there's nothing. S&P 500. Uh, price to come back at this level, and then we'll buy. Make me so I think that's it. I'll see you at 10, then we can have our close. Okay.